JusNik. It's New Music Friday, and with me right now, special guest Maeta. Welcome to New York. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very tired, but I'm good. How are you?
I bet. I mean, first of all, you packed out the New York City Museum of Sex. And how was that?
It was amazing. It was kind of weird to have my whole team in that environment. We had to drink a little bit to be comfortable. Some people were a little awkward, but it was good. I had a great time.
Absolutely. They showed up, which shows you have a lot of fans out there. So let's just start from the beginning, because you started off and you were singing the cover Beyoncé, right? Mm-hmm. You went from singing Beyoncé to getting signed by Roc Nation. Like, how was that for you?
I know, it's crazy. I still pinch myself thinking about it, but I even met her a few weeks ago, and I was just like, oh my God. Because Beyoncé is like a huge part of me in my career, in my vocals. I studied her. So to be signed to Roc Nation is amazing. And to have met her and be at these events that she's just at, and I'm just there. It's crazy.
Were you nervous?
Honestly, no. The first Roc Nation brunch I went to years ago, like 3 years ago, I was so nervous. But now I've gotten to a point where I guess it's just like, I'm just more comfortable in those kind of situations. But the first time, yes.
Yeah, so you're getting used to it.
Yeah.
Is there something that you have to get used to when it comes to, like, being on big stages? Because recently you've been touring with her, Jazmine Sullivan, and those are huge crowds. So, how was that?
I just have learned that I'm never going to not be nervous and to just force myself to do it and try to have fun. I always worry I'm going to forget the words, and I've never forgotten the words once. So it's like the nerves are always going to be there, but, yeah, I just force myself to do it every time.
That's dope. That's dope. So, I mean, pretty soon you'll be headlining your own tours. But let's talk about the new single, right? Sex, because you seem to have this thing for an ex, right? Is there a certain someone?
It's about basically my sexual relationship. Am I allowed to talk like nasty on here?
I mean, it's whatever.
It's about my sexual relationship with my ex, yes. Well, not even an ex. It's just a complicated relationship, but we've been back and forth for years.
And you're not sure if you want to call it toxic. Is
I'm
it
just
toxic?
tired of that word.
Listen, it became a trend, and now everybody's like happy to be in a toxic relationship.
The word toxic is so overused to me, but people have recently been like, what word are you going to use? And it's like, I literally can't think of another word.
True.
But it's toxic. Keyword is toxic.
What does toxic mean to you?
I was actually talking to my Uber driver the other day about this because I was going through it with him.
Your Uber driver?
On my way to the airport here. No, I'm serious. And we were talking about toxic relationships, and I was telling him that I don't like that word. And he was like, toxicity doesn't mean that somebody treats you bad on purpose. It's just a situation that's unhealthy and that you're not thriving in. Toxic doesn't mean that it has to be purposefully toxic, but just any situation that you're uncomfortable in or is unhealthy.
First of all, you having this conversation with the Uber driver. Kudos to the Uber driver, because sometimes I don't be in the mood to talk. But
I actually wasn't, but he just kept talking to me. But I ended up learning a lot, though. But yeah, he was a pastor. He was telling me about his wife.
Wait, he's a pastor talking about toxic relationships.
Yes. But I kind of brought it up because we were talking about, it was so weird. He called his wife mid car ride, and I was like, okay, that was weird. But then I kind of started asking about their relationship, and then he told me he was a pastor and that she sings. Then he started playing me her Instagram videos.
Oh my God.
Focus on the road, please. He's on Instagram making me watch her videos.
While he's driving?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it was
That's not dangerous.
11 p.m. I was on my way to the airport. I was like, ugh. But it was a good conversation. I'm glad that he talked to me.
Okay, so Sex, this new single, do you feel like that's a toxic anthem?
Kind of. I think it's kind of just owning. I don't think it's a bad thing to be going back to your ex. I mean, it can be bad, but I think that people need to start owning things like that because life can get complicated, and those things are easy to do. And I think that people should be honest about it and more open about it. And
for sure. Yeah. Okay, so obviously you have experience with the back and forth. We all do. So how many times is too many to go back before it's like, you know what? Like, we need
I wouldn't
counseling.
put a number on it. But actually, maybe I would. Maybe more than 2 times.
How many times have you gone back to an
Probably
ex?
like 2 times 100. So I guess it's not even my ex. Like, we're still like a thing, I guess. But I've gone back way too many times. But that's why I'm singing about it, because I know a lot about it.
So is it? That's interesting. Okay. Moving forward, Valentine's Day was recently. Yes. So how'd you spend Valentine's Day?
I was working.
Okay. So no time with the ex?
Maybe a little bit.
See?
I had a few hours left at the end of the night. But the whole day I was working, really. And I saw people walking down the street, going on dates with flowers everywhere, and I was just like, oh my God. And I took some sexy pictures and posted them on Instagram.
Well, there you go.
So I had a good Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Make them miss you.
Yes.
So something like that. All right. So the album, right, or the EP, tell me about that, because is it inspired off the X and just...
Oh, yes. The whole thing is about it. The project's actually called Sex. I don't know if I've announced that yet, but the project's going to be called Sex 2 with the X in parentheses, because the whole thing's kind of about my relationship.
Yeah.
With that man, it goes very heavy on my mind. I think about it all the time, and I'm honestly inspired by it, and he's kind of become my muse in a way, which is like, ugh, you're my ex, but he is my muse. So the whole project's about that relationship and everything I learned, and just the roller coasters of relationships and being young in love and trying to figure out what the hell you're doing, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, it's about him.
So do you think that it's possible to get married to this ex because of the back and forth so many times?
Everybody jokes that we will get married, but I don't think that that's a good idea, because it's like, if I'm writing about how unhealthy this is, maybe I shouldn't marry you. But people always joke, like, watch them get married in 10 years. So, yeah.
It kind of seems like it might end that way.
I know.
But, okay. So, you've worked with a lot of big producers. The Dream, Pharrell. Tell me about that experience.
The Dream was a dream. We talked about I love Beyoncé. 1+1 by Beyoncé is my favorite song since I was a kid, and I've even listened to his demos a million times, specifically that one for 1+1. So working with him was amazing.
Yeah.
I love him. He's like a big brother to me. He just is so mean to me and gets on my nerves, and he's so sassy. So it's good to have that relationship with him, but that was amazing. And then Pharrell recently was crazy. I'm still like...
He's so calm. Like, is he just...
No, he was amazing. I felt like he's like an alien. He didn't look real. His skin is like perfect. And he's so calm and like kind and sweet. And yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine him ever getting in an argument. I just feel like he wouldn't yell. It would just be
I don't think so either.
Horrible whisper. I'm so mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
Exactly. No, 100%. He was so nice. And welcoming. His whole team was nice, yeah.
So did you feel any pressure working with them?
The vibe, I think going into I was nervous, but both of them were very easygoing and easy to work with and fun. Yeah. And we all drank and like just had a good time. Everybody was very welcoming. So yeah, it was good.
Which song on the EP is your favorite?
It's called Sexual Love. It's the intro track featuring James Fauntleroy. And it's just a gorgeous song. I think it's probably the third single, but it comes out with the project. But it's, Sexual Love.
Tell me why.
It's just a good song. We spent a lot of time working on it. I love James Fauntleroy. He's been so nice to me over the past few years, ever since I signed to Roc Nation. And he's written so many classic songs, so it's an amazing feature, but the song is great. I'm so excited for people to hear it.
Okay, which song off the EP makes you emotional?
There's one called Something Happens When I Hear Your Name.
Oh, wow.
And it's just me and piano, and I'm singing my butt off, but I was literally crying when I was going through it when I recorded it, and I was crying.
This is the same ex that you were with Valentine's Day. He made you mad.
Actually, I did some shit.
Oh, okay. It was your fault this time.
Yes.
Oh, so you're equally toxic.
I mean, yeah, but I'm reacting to him. That's the thing. It's like you can't get mad at my reaction to the shit that you did. So we were going through it, and I was just, I was a mess, and I was crying. But you can hear it on the song. So yeah.
It sounds like it. The title in itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes that's all it takes is for somebody to say their name, and then all of a sudden you get a
just like,
flashback. Like, oh, wow.
Exactly.
So what can your fans expect to be different on this project that you didn't get to do in the last one?
I think I'm just expanding my, I guess I would say genre. Is that the right word? I'm kind of tapping into a lot of different genres. Somebody today said it sounded a little more alternative. There's more folky songs. There's songs where I'm singing more. A lot of amazing people worked on it. Lucky Day, Kehlani, The Dream. Woo. So I think I've taken it to a new level musically, and I've challenged myself. And I think people are just going to hear songs that they never really heard from me.
Those are great collaborations, by the way.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear those. Okay, so speaking of collaboration, I know you're a soloist, but if you could make this big super group, who would be two other people you would put in your group?
Okay, this is going to sound stupid. Well, no, it's not.
It's not.
I would honestly say me, Ombre, and Destin Conrad. Ombre wrote. She's featured on my project. She's also signed to Roc Nation. But us three just get along really well, and we always have a lot of fun together.
So the chemistry is there.
Yeah, so I would say us three. I don't know what we call it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're excited about the new EP. I know there's going to be a full album that you're working on. How soon can fans expect that?
Well, the EP's coming out in a few months. I'm doing a project with K Tronada this summer. So it's going to be a little dancey project. And then I just started working on my album, so that'll be next year. But I'm not stopping putting music out. So it's going to, every few months, it's going to be new music. And I'm really excited.
So, okay, totally random question. So if you met someone while touring and you caught a vibe, do you think the ex would...
Oh, that's happened before. And he knew. I think that's the thing with us. He always knows. It's like there's some telepathic thing telling him, like, ooh, she's up to some stuff. Because that's happened, but it never lasted. Because then the tour ended and you don't really see people anymore. But once you're gone, nobody's there to keep track of what you're doing. You can have like a little rendezvous.
Little fling?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's exciting.
Okay. I think I figured out who the toxic one is.
I'm kidding. I'm learning all this from him. I'm telling you.
Oh, he taught you?
Yes. I'm learning all from him.
This is so hilarious. Yeah. No, I appreciate your vulnerability, and we wish you so much success. So, so far in this part of your career, what is this journey teaching you, or what has it taught you? About the industry, just about friends, family, as you start to get bigger and bigger?
My manager is telling me to shut my mouth. And that's actually true. I do talk a lot, but I've been learning to keep my business to myself and to my team and my people, and don't let people know too much.
Well, you know what? Roc Nation is really good at that.
Yes.
They know how that PR training, like, you ask a question, they don't want you to answer, they'll give you a million ways to not answer it. So
I know, and I'm slowly learning that, and I've gotten a lot better. But at one point, I was just talking.
You feel like you're an open book, like that's your natural personality?
It is. I'll tell anybody anything. Like even that Uber driver, I'm sitting here telling him about my toxic sex life with this man. Like, and I
the pastor.
The pastor. And he's invited me to his church. I'm like, okay.
I bet.
You know?
He wants to lay hands on you, I'm sure.
Yes. Okay, maybe, probably, to be honest, with his wife. But yes, basically, I would say I am an open book, but I need to shut it down a little bit. But yeah.
Okay. So one fan question: what is your favorite sexual position?
Probably doggy style. It just feels the best. She asked the question. What's yours?
Oh,
see whoa!
Turn it back around, and I plead the fifth. And then lastly, someone wants to know, what's the best advice that someone in the industry has given you?
Okay, I was working with Sean Garrett. And
dope producer, songwriter.
Yeah, but he gave me like a little talk, and I don't think that I did anything to cause this talk, but he was just telling me a lot of people ruin their careers early because they celebrate too much. They get too comfortable celebrating and partying, and they're focused on that kind of stuff. He's like, work your ass off till you get yourself to a point where you can do that. He's like, just get as successful as you can, and then you can spend all your money. Then you can have fun and take vacations, blah, blah, blah. But right now you should be working. Don't get too comfortable celebrating too soon, because then you become complacent, and you just, your work ethic will kind of disappear a little bit. So I think just to keep that work ethic and stay hungry, and just know that somebody can always pass you, I guess.
Absolutely. Do you plan to be around in the next 10, 15 years?
Yes. I mean, it's whatever God wants for me, but that's my goal. And that's been my goal since I was like a kid. And I want to be a singer. I see it being a long term, my whole life kind of success. So, yeah.
So, Maeta, New Music Friday. So, before I let you go, I'm going to just have you sing a little something for your fans.
What should I sing? If I ain't got nothing, I got you. If I ain't got something, I don't give a damn, 'cause I got it with you. I don't know much about algebra, but I know that 1 + 1 = 2, and it's me and you. That's all we'll have when the world is through, 'cause baby, we ain't got nothing without love. Okay, I'll do that.
Woo!
Shout out to The Dream. Love you. And Beyoncé.
Maeta, everybody. JusNik, WBLS. Thanks for watching.